You must have seen Witcher. Witcher is so good.
Yeah.
After GOT.
Yeah.
उसमें effects and everything and even the story. So उसका एक game भी है. So guys have been playing that.
Yeah,
I know because I don't play any games, but a lot of guys play it.
Yeah,
So it
Witcher
was-
3 was like one of the most played games 2 years back.
So we should have those kind of stories too. Like you said, Rama and Mahabharata nahi, but yeah, something like that. Because they have so much.
तो मुझे
यार.
ऐसा लगता है कि because
नहीं वो स्पेस में जाते जाते वो लोग शिवा में पहुंच जाते हैं. So they are like शिवा ट्रायलॉजी
what
करेंगे.
I'm thinking is how to go about it. Either you write it or you want a person who has written it and you want to work on that. So
Yeah, it's a big task.
yeah, because I think like if a very good creative writer is paid well,
They can do it.
pre-production में अगर as film as producers understand that we'll make this a bit script heavy budget.
पर प्रॉब्लम वही है, बहुत बड़ा स्क्रिप्ट राइटर हैज बीन सोल्ड नाउ टू द कमर्शियल आइडिया.
Not बड़ा मतलब it's like you make a writers academy. You just say keep for 6 months you sit here, you decipher every plot hole का जो भी problem है.
या
Monthly salaries दूंगा और end में एक ऐसा script आना चाहिए जिसमें कोई
Loopholes.
So that
now.
there was an idea that we wanted to do is like we get 12 people and stack them in a villa farmhouse and say they have paid like only 3 lakh rupees for a year. And all of these people are like, you know, one is a director, one is a writer, one is a one is a cinematographer, and they're living with each other for 1 year. And all they have to do is like come up with something.
Yes, exactly. Like
And
that is
that's a
very-
paid thing, you know.
But
Imagine you
how
get
do
up and you
convince
have a
person who is
juice.
giving money that कि वो
So
बस
this has been
vacation
done
पे-
before. So there is this beach house project that happens. I think Shifali Shah is also part of it and all, like big people. So they're doing it on a scale where, but it's more commercialized, where people
Yeah,
are
very much.
going for only a month or 2 months staying together, and they have locations like Bali, and also it's more of leisure and luxury kind of a thing that they're doing creatively, like a creative break, you know. That's what I think that is what they're doing. What I'm talking about is like literally living with those people, and I know people, you know, even after making a big film,
But
people
then
end up
who-
having a break of 3-4 years. So people are anyway have a time after making a film. No one makes a film like back to back every year, you know. So as a director, so as a writer,
3-4 years. Do you think on a producer's part either you make like something better than
No, this
GOT?
yeah.
3-4 years we've given you like Bali vacation and
No, that is 2 months only Bali and all. We are giving only 1 year. Within 1 year, second year we start the thing. So this is what like one of the things that
6 months or 1 year.
1 year is enough.
Why do you think?
There
it's
was
so?
replacements. People are not gelling
वो
up.
tune होने
So
में
if 2 महीना
3-4
जाएगा, 2-3 महीना
हाँ.
उसमें ही जाएगा. In that 2-3 months filter होगा. Like you have to think about all of these things when you are funding such stuff. People will follow. People will not like to be with each other, and this is a place where people have to come out and talk about themselves so that they know each other. And then maybe in parties or something will happen. People will fight. They don't want to talk. People end up having sex with each other, you know. So
Yeah, that
lot of
should be
shit
the
will
part
happen.
of the pre-production.
Yeah.
That should be pitched to an investor or producer.
yeah, so that's how.
That whatever comes out will be like a very raw and human thing. And then you
No,
I think
because
you have a good skeleton.
to take this thing seriously, people have to pay for it because you paid for it and you're talking about yourself and you're getting like, you know, you're telling people about it. So that thrive is only linked with you have paid for it. So
yeah.
yeah.
Many musical albums written by bands were done like that, you know. They go to like this remote place,
And they live together and stuff.
live
you know.
together, live with, have other people come and stay there,
Mhm.
and then in the middle they make the music, and then finally like those recordings are taken and polished, and that is the resonance that comes out when we listen to that music.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that is the ideal way to go about it, I think. To come up with real original content. नहीं तो क्या है ना, जैसे कि ये political dramas भी ना, it's like too much now. Like people are so frustrated with this that they are coming up with left, right, gundagardi wala stories everywhere.
Yeah.
But what about fantasy? And I think for fantasy, I mean, you cannot sit in a very fast-paced life and think about like you. I think conspiracies become easy too because you have to just research and find out characters. But fantasy is like you have to create wild things. Right? And irony is like this guy, no, Gynae woman. J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter when she was going through shit.
She only told me yesterday about something about J.K. Rowling.
No. Not
Because
me.
she was a female writer and
No, not me. You must have met somebody else.
someone told me recently.
Yeah. She's a female.
Yeah,
But she
and
had
they-
this
they were-
whole controversy with what
and
did.
she got out
So
of
my
it by
question
because of
is like
story.
now you are
Yes.
feminist. My question is,
She
so
said something about
there
gays.
was this COVID thing happening, right? So this one NGO, they were providing sanitary pads to women in remote areas, and they put up an article
Okay.
saying that we are doing this to people who menstruate. They didn't mention women. So J.K. Rowling tweeted that
Oh,
I
God.
thought people who menstruated are called something and then women. And that created like this huge
People hated her and boycotted her books.
So what do you think? Like what I felt was like maybe she didn't even mean it that way. She was
Yeah.
like
Maybe
you know?
she didn't.
if tomorrow people who ejaculate are called like men are called that, I mean you will be like what?
Yeah.
I mean you can call them men. So that's what she meant.
Yeah.
And
She
said,
was
like,
trying to be sarcastic, but
yeah.
People
But
don't understand
it like ऐसा हो गया ना. Do you think people are oversensitive nowadays?
Yes.
Like they have like you know.
absolutely.
No, see, it's like it's good because people are talking like when J.K. Rowling just maybe like just passed a statement or whatever she did, her choice, and then people are reacting to it saying like ban her and all.
Cancel.
So at least a movement has started where there are questions and people are coming up with something. So knowingly, unknowingly, someone posting and getting roasted is one thing, but then
That
something
create
is, but there
awareness.
is something coming out of it.
Yeah. that
So I
create
feel like
awareness.
because we are people who are asking questions, like I have too many questions, okay, which I know I cannot question right now in the society. Like I go by facts and stuff and figure out this thing. So about like if we talk about sexuality and stuff, like because you're talking about LGBTQ, it's like choices, your sexual choice, whatever you are, however you are. So people have different fantasies, if you dig deep into knowing a lesbian or into knowing a gay or into knowing a bisexual or into knowing a queer, whatever, like so you'll understand they have their different worlds and their worlds are so big, and when you go and sit with them and you see like, oh, it's not only this. My one friend, he's introduced me to his whole clan and they're all like that and they're living and their talks are something. It's a world they're living in and it's a happy world. When I see, oh shit, they're enjoying, it's like good for them. They're just saying like, let us do this outside as well, outside our homes. So they're not misbehaving, they're not doing anything as such,
No, that I understand, but that has nothing to do with someone just like, because now what is happening that सिर्फ इस बात पे नहीं है कि they tweeted back and her roasted her. So now she like is out of all the houses of which were named after her in schools because all the trans community is opposed to her statements and all that. And I think just for one tweet, I mean it's like, yeah man, it's
she
like
never
ruthless.
directly said anything against them. So that's also there. But
And then it became a lot of, and many things happen and I think it's necessary. बहुत अच्छी चीजें भी हुआ, that Me Too movement or Black Lives Matter for the people who are facing that problem. It really helped.
True.
These things where like people are like just overreacting to each and everything.
Yeah.
I think it's like a bit, toxic. Yeah. So they are coming up with this LGBTQ version of Harry Potter now. The trans.
Oh, okay.
Right.
To cover up the whole thing.
No, just to show.
Get back at her in a
something.
way. Yeah, it's good that they are raising awareness and now people know. But
Guys,
see, there are a lot of
Mm.
people who need to learn from this also. Not J.K. Rowling, but the whole thing would teach a lot of people how to talk. Because I used to have these meetups in Ahmedabad, and just when it was legalized here, that at least they are just active. They passed a small bill or something. It was not exactly making things easier for the community, but it was sort of a positive change in that direction. So I had this session on queer etiquettes. Like if you have a queer friend, then how do you talk to them? Because sometimes people don't understand simple things. Like sometimes they'll just take them to a party and say, "Arey, this is my queer friend. You have anybody?" So you're not even supposed to do these kind of things. So a lot of things that we don't understand, we have to constantly learn. So that way, this is a good thing that it happened, because a lot of people here in Ahmedabad also are very reluctant. In India also, okay, we don't know what is all this, and every day a new definition is coming up. Even for people who are following up all the definitions, and feminism is like an umbrella. All this sort of comes under it. They also support LGBTQ community. They also support queer, because it's all one umbrella. So that's a good thing which has happened. Okay, people are now talking. So that way it has to be there. Because some people are very aware and still they make mistakes, and some people do not ever want to correct their mistakes. So it's both of those things. So maybe J.K. Rowling never intended that, but
Yeah,
she is a target. But there are a lot of people who will say things like that, get away with it, and never own up. कि नहीं, हम लोग नहीं बोलेंगे. We are going to be like this only. We don't care whatever we say. So yeah, I think this is going to keep happening now. More and more people are going to revolt, and more people are going to raise their voices. It's happening everywhere now, and they just want targets, I think.
Yeah.
Because that's their way of doing it.
But now I think it's pretty open. Like people are getting married and all, and culturally they have been accepted. I feel so far. So.
Yeah, I think it's not just limited to LGBTQ. It's about like every kind of issue that can be raised.
Yes.
Can be raised in like the least expected areas.
True.
And that is what I fear sometimes, that is like kind of what you call not progressive. Like progressive to an extent is progressive, and progressive to this extent might get regressive, that people then get like afraid to open up or speak about anything. They'll be like, मैं बस ये सीधा रास्ता और घर. I'm like nothing. I just wake up, I eat, I sleep. Because if you,
और make very regressive comedies जिसके अंदर कोई किसी को तुम offend ही नहीं कर रहे हो. It is like that. You have to think so much that you are offending this person, that person, this, but then you cannot make a good thing, especially for creators.
Yes.
Whenever we are trying to do something, I'm so afraid.
Can we play some music, like very slow?
Of offending people, no?
Yeah,
that happens.
Tell me which one.
I did this band. Very cool band. Like you want to eat something sweet like donuts or burgers or pizza.
Anything, man.
Pizza.
Whatever. What do you want to eat?
I'm having enough like
Mind food.
soul food.
See?
Soul food.
Amazing है यार. ऐसा सीधा. It takes you in 60s, 70s.